The Saga of Philippines Modern-Day Hero. Prologue. This video was made in honor of every OFWs, the Philippine modern-day heroes. The proponent of this video does not have any intentions to harm anybody, any organization, or the government. This video was made to cater changes toward the betterment of the services to address the plight of our OFWs. Almost 3 decades ago, since the inception of RA 8042, known as the Migrant Workers Act of 1995, amended by RA 122 in 2010, protection of rights of OFWs became loom. The Migrant Workers Act RA 8042 was approved by then ex-President Fidel B. Ramos on June 7, 1995, while Republic Act RA 122 was approved by then ex-President Gloria Macapagal Arroyo on March 8, 2010. Both laws pledged assurance toward the protection of rights and the preservation of well-being of every OFWs, that the dignity and fundamental rights and freedom of the Filipino citizens shall not at any time be compromised or violated. But history revealed human rights abuses and tragic death among our OFWs at the hand of their foreign employers, from the Balabagan story in 1994, Contemplacion in 1995, Demapilis in 2018, Turanara in 2023, and many more. Both laws failed to accord protection to OFWs because of the inconsistencies in the implementation of policy of the government, fails to deliver the very purpose and intent of the law. Until today, many OFWs who are victims of these abuses continuously cried for justice. Are OFWs really safe and protected while working abroad? Under Migrant Workers Act RA 8042, Section 2, Declaration of Policy, highlights the state shall at all times uphold the dignity of its citizens, whether in the country or overseas in general, and Filipino migrant workers in particular, and endeavor to enter into bilateral agreement with countries hosting overseas Filipino workers are they still be implemented. Another provisions, Section 2, Declaration of Policies, letter C, highlights the existence of the Overseas Employment Program rests solely on the assurance that the dignity and fundamental human rights and freedom of the Filipino citizen shall not at any time be compromised or violated. Likewise, under Section 4, deployment of migrant workers guaranteed that the state shall allow the deployment of overseas Filipino workers only in countries where the rights of Filipino migrants are protected. The imperfection of the RA 8042 paved way for the creation of RA 11641, the law creating the Department of Migrant Workers. The RA 11641 mandated the Department of Migrant Workers of immense duties and obligations, including the Migrant Workers Office at the overseas post. Republic Act Number 11641 was approved by then ex-President Rodrigo Roa Duterte on December 30, 2021. With the establishment of the Department of Migrant Workers, will the ill-fated saga of the OFWs, the so-called modern-day heroes, savior of the Philippine economy, now be put to end? But the saga of the tragic story of our OFW still continued hounding the government. Countless reports of violation of human rights, physical abuses, maltreatment, rape, and worse, the tragic death among OFWs seems fell only on the deaf ears of the government. Until today, arrival of human remains of deceased OFW flew back the Philippines. The country also recorded influx of distressed OFW who were forced to return home because of violations and abuses. RA 8042 is very clear, gave the government the mandate to forge agreement with countries who have existing labor and social laws that will ensure protection of the right of every OFW. With the creation of the Department of Migrant Workers, are all the cases of abuses, maltreatments, and deaths among OFWs will now be addressed. Or the Migrant Workers Office in overseas posts have sufficient manpower to deliver the necessary services to OFWs? Based on the implementing rules and regulation of RA 8042, Section 19, personnel. Personnel assigned at overseas posts must include psychologists, social workers, human rights lawyers, and legal officers, and other professionals. At present, many OFWs DH housed at the MWRC shelters is awaiting for repatriation for 3 months to 1 year or more, especially in Middle East. Allegedly, these OFWs housed in the various MWRC shelters were deprived of the use of CP for communication with their families. There were also complaints regarding poor living conditions, no enough foods, medical problems, and unfair treatment from officers. The insufficiency of manpower complement assigned at MWOs causes delay in the delivery of the necessary services to the distressed OFW, especially those with legal problems. As a result of the insufficiency in personnel of MWOs, many OFWs who are languishing in jails were not visited. Some of them are awaiting for trials from 6 months to 1 year or more. The insufficiency in personnel of MWOs also resulted for the failure of the government to ascertain the condition of many OFWs who were confined at various hospitals abroad, awaiting for visitations and immediate repatriation. Many human remains of OFWs who died due to illness, accident, and some with unknown causes of death were not immediately attended, awaiting for repatriation. The Republic Act Number 11641, Section 2, Declaration of Policy, Letter C. The DMW was mandated to provide timely and responsive services to address the needs of the OFWs regardless of their legal status. The Republic Act Number 11641 under Section 15 established the Migrant Workers Office to administer all the services at the overseas post. At present, many distressed OFW who were victims of abuses and violations were seeking help of many advocates and OFW organizations to assist them intervene with the government of their redress. The present administration continues to be accorded assistance to the so-called indigent Filipino families of the Philippine society, while in one hand neglecting and ignoring the plight of every OFWs who shed their blood, sweat, and tears, even caused loss of their lives that helped the Philippines sustain its economy. To God all they be the honor and glory.